welcome to today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're covering Stage 9 of Finnish Brutality 2023 Target Pack. Alright, this was a blind stage. Usually you find that at Finnish Brutality, and this year was no different. And this was an excellent way to do a blind stage, because not only did you really not know much about it going in, it was slightly different for every competitor. So even if somebody shot the stage before you came out and blabbed, it didn't help you. So kudos to Varstaleka and the designers of this stage. They really nailed the idea of a blind stage perfectly. So at the starting position, you were holding two 10-kilo weights in each hand in a pincer grip, like so, instead of by the handles, which made it infinitely more difficult. And you ran to the center bay, grounded the plates, and then there were three target packs on a bench turned down. You flipped one over, and it was a alphanumeric code you had to read and memorize, because once you'd looked at it as long as you think you needed to, you flipped it back over, you moved forward in that bay, and there was a pistol spinner. Once you had either spun the spinner or expended 34 rounds, you then hightailed it over to the far left bay, and just as you come around the corner, boom, nice big exploding car to cook you. Then you had to find your targets, because above each target was an alphanumeric set of numbers, and you had to find one that somewhat corresponded to your target pack. And loose interpretation, you either got the number by seeing the number, doing some math to equal the number, finding the letter in a word, or whatever. And then once you had engaged the targets there, you came to the far right bay, did the exact same thing. Upon getting that final target, your stage was over. Again, sounds fairly simplistic, way harder than it looked. Matt and I both had problems on the stages for very different reasons, so stay tuned, you're about to hear some good information. Little did I know this would be my downfall on this stage.
Start position.
Wasn't the hottest hot sauce ever, but I am not a hot sauce guy. Don't like Tabasco, the jalapeno cheese and the MREs usually doesn't sit well with me. And while I have a nasty taste in my mouth right now, the worst is yet to come. Put it down, get my target pack. Forgot to turn it back over. Rush right up to the spinner. And going to apologize right here. GoPro battery has died on me at this point. So I start engaging, as you see. Stop it. This was really hard to tell. There was a pretty good lens glare coming in, and the trick was to shoot both eyes open. Once I did that, things went a little easier, and I started getting some real momentum on it. It was a pretty good spinner once you got it, and a lot of people got it over quickly. Almost got it, and out. Got to retain those mags, so surprisingly didn't lose that much momentum on the spinner, which lucky for me. Next mag in, but I know the trick now, so keep it going. And over, yes. Getting better at those things. Not perfect yet, but getting better. And wow, this sets it off. Not only is there a lot of fire coming out of the car, there is a lot of heat. And when I say set it off, that set off the gag reflex. That heat combined with that hot sauce, I am literally trying not to puke right now. And concentrate, trying to remember my number set of Mike 7 November, and trying to figure out which ones these go. Yeah, balancing like that, trying to not to gag or puke, and remember where to hit. That's a challenge, to say the least. And here, leaving, they cook. Luckily, I had the presence of mind there to mind the 180 and not sweep the RO, because that would have been an instant DQ for the match. Had a pretty good running pace going here, so kind of happy about that. And then, boom, just as soon as I stop, it's like I can't see anything right here. I can't compute. All I'm doing is trying not to gag. Figured that one out. trying to figure the last one out, staring at it, and it's just not computing because I'm more worried about not puking. Finally figured it out. All right, Matt's run. Matt's going to have some troubles on this one too, but not the ones that I had. He lucked out in the fact that he didn't have to drink hot sauce to start off the stage, which is a bummer because Matt really likes hot sauce, so it probably would have helped him out. So as he moved out, carrying the weights, those are 10 kilos each, 22 pounds. So he's got a total of 44 pounds in addition to his armor right there. So that's no small challenge. Gets him memorizes his target pack. Now remember, Matt is doing this after shooting 9 stages. He's shooting the RO match. He's doing it all in one day.
Oh, fuck.
And his pistol is a bit crunchy. He went through some stages where it got full of sand, dirt, grime, and other garbage, including pebbles. Literally at one point he was racking a slide and pebbles were coming out. So he's got a crunchy trigger to say the least. So his trigger brake's not what he's used to and a lot harder than he's used to. So it's giving him a little trouble here. Also, if you look down there at the spinner, it's really hard to see. That's why I'm giving you the POV here from his GoPro. Quite simply, in addition to all the other problems, just seeing the target is a challenge.
Dude,
now, he had more of a challenge because he had a bit of a dark well, whereas I had a glare problem when I shot my go on this stage. Now, on this, you had to spin the spinner or expend 34 rounds. I got it over. Didn't really keep track of it because my goal is the spinner's going over unless it's just completely hopeless. Matt did a proper magazine retention on that one.
Dude, that trigger is fucking crunchy as shit. Oh.
Gun's out of battery because it's so crunchy. But he keeps plodding, doing the best he can here.
This is a shit show.
4 rounds. Well, you win. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
And moving out. 34 rounds are expended, moving on. So that's a penalty right there for not spinning the spinner. And then nice burning car here to set the atmosphere. Now look at your shooting box here. You've got a double thing going on here. First you got to find that target pack that matches some combination of what you said, either by doing math, seeing a word with the letters in it, or whatever. But also it's at the extreme ends of the shooting box, so you're not just standing and delivering. You've got to lean out left or right to be able to engage that target.
Hit. 167. Come on, come on.
I'd say the stage was tougher than it looked, but it was a blind stage.
Take a shot. Time.
Matt, you went first on this stage on the RO day. How'd that go?
So it started out okay. I got over, flipped my target pack, memorized really quickly, got up to the pistol spinner, and I just blanked. It was just a disaster of a pistol spinner. Again, is my pistol shooting is not up to par to my rifle. I was having a lot of issues with it. I spent honestly longer than I should have making the attempts for it. The interesting thing is I was so concentrating on the pistol spinner, I forgot my target pack, and it was when I got over to the second stage where I had to make my pistol shots. I had a few seconds of not remembering what it was. I got it back in my head, made my hits, but at that point it was done. I had spent so much time on that pistol spinner, I just I wasn't able to make that third position. So unfortunately, I timed out.
Yeah, this stage was a lot harder than I think anybody who shot it anticipated it would be. And you kind of had a feeling you knew what was going on. They told you about the target packs. They told you how many targets you'd have to engage in there. They told you about the spinner. While you're waiting your turn, you can see flames over the berm, so you know something's going on over there. And wow, all of that combined really made it difficult. I also had another challenge to do on this one, in the fact that before the people on my squad had to start, we had to drink a cup of hot sauce. And some guys can handle that no problem. Me, that initiated a gag reflex in me. So the whole time I'm trying to do this, I am literally trying not to yak up. Also, this is an unexpected case where gear worked against me in a way you wouldn't think. I was shooting an optically sighted pistol, red dot, slide mounted. The glare from the sun when you aimed in obscured the target. Only by using both eyes open shooting thing was I able to engage that spinner, and as you can see, it was several rounds to get it going. Now, once I got it going and knew the trick, I got it over. A lot of time wasted doing that. The other thing I found is when you booked it into the far left bay, as soon as you came around, the guys from the bomb place, they cooked off that car, and that heat hitting you, that was like a surprise.
Yeah.
And between the spinner and that, your mind is cooked about remembering your target package. So I was a little disoriented, got it there, and then booked it over to the left bay, and then all those things happening combined with the gag going over the damn hot sauce and stuff. My mind just, I couldn't compute half the target pack. I found one and the other one, and I'm like looking, and like when I look back on it in the video, I'm like, it's right there, idiot. How could you not see that? But at the time, my brain was fried. So I only got 2 of the 4 hours required to get in that bay. So yeah, picked up 2 penalties for that. Matt picked up some penalties for not agreeing. I think we both, this is probably our least favorite stage. The stage was incredibly freaking awesome, and I would totally shoot it again tomorrow if I could.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, now because I'm an armored TST breacher, have to go to the field of glory again and the next challenge, which is mechanical entry. And so you have to simulate you're breaking open a door, which is that 2x4 you have to break with the sledgehammer. Now the twist of it is you have to do it offhand. You got to be able to break a door from either side, and so all us righties had to do this left-handed. So not only do you have the challenge of having to break a 2x4 with a sledgehammer, you have to do it in your offhand, because you know, as far as Stalika, they're not making anything easy. And after 9 stages, I'm pretty damn smoked, and it shows here. Now, a lot of people broke the board. Heck, Ziga from Polenar broke it in 3 hits. But Kit Badger right there next to me, we're both banging on our boards, and neither one of them particularly wanted to yield on us. Although I make some dents in it, get some good solid hits, got a lot of encouragement from my teammates, and just didn't quit, just kept on it. Just like, you know, I hit that thing as many times as I could. It didn't want to break, but oh well.
You can rest and get like really good punch. The small punches don't help. Just get all of your energy.
We'll give in.
Go through.
Get it. Wow.
That's a good one.
This has been great stuff, but we're not done yet. We've got stage 10 coming tomorrow, so please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in.